The tragic case of Erica Parsons, a call for reform. The tragic story of Erica Parsons is one of the most harrowing and unsettling child abuse cases in recent memory. It is a tale that exposes the dark failures of the system, the unimaginable cruelty of caregivers, and the urgent need for societal reform to prevent such horrors in the future. Born on February 24, 1998, Erica was placed into the care of her biological mother's brother, Sandy Parsons, and his wife, Casey Parsons, when she was only a toddler. At first, it seemed like Erica had found stability, but behind the closed doors of her adoptive home in Salisbury, North Carolina, a nightmare was taking place. Erica was subjected to severe and relentless abuse over the years. Deprived of food, beaten, isolated, and neglected, her tragic story serves as a devastating example of a child betrayed by those entrusted to protect her. Family members and concerned neighbors occasionally noticed troubling signs. Erica appeared malnourished, withdrawn, and often bore unexplained injuries. Reports were filed with Child Protective Services, but Erica heartbreakingly remained in the custody of Sandy and Casey Parsons despite repeated alarms. This failure to intervene set the stage for her tragic fate. The most disturbing aspect of Erica's story is that her absence went unnoticed for over a year. On July 30, 2013, her adoptive brother, James Parsons, stepped forward to report Erica missing. Shockingly, he revealed that Erica had not been seen since December 2011. The long period of silence begs the question, how could a 13-year-old disappear without raising suspicion? When questioned, Casey and Sandy Parsons fabricated a story that Erica had gone to live with her biological grandmother, a mysterious woman they called Nan, in Asheville, North Carolina. Investigators, however, soon discovered that Nan did not exist. This marked the beginning of a grueling investigation into Erica's disappearance, unraveling years of lies, abuse, and systemic neglect. As law enforcement delved deeper, the horrifying reality of Erica's life emerged. Testimonies from Erica's siblings revealed shocking details about her treatment at the hands of Sandy and Casey Parsons. These parents, who were supposed to provide care and safety, inflicted unimaginable cruelty upon their adopted daughter. Erica was reportedly locked in a closet for extended periods, starved, beaten with belts, choked, and forced to eat dog food. Her siblings recalled that her treatment was worse than that of an animal. The abuse became so severe that it was evident even to outsiders who noted Erica's frail and unhealthy demeanor. Yet authorities failed to intercede despite the growing mountain of red flags. Chillingly, even after Erica disappeared, Casey and Sandy continued to collect government benefits in her name. Their callousness demonstrated not only a lack of remorse, but also a willingness to exploit their victim even in her absence. Initially, prosecutors faced an uphill battle. Without Erica's body, there was no solid evidence to charge Casey and Sandy Parsons with murder. However, in 2014, they were arrested on federal fraud charges for continuing to claim Erica's benefits after her disappearance. Casey was sentenced to 10 years in prison, while Sandy received an 8-year sentence. While in prison, pressure mounted on the couple to reveal the truth about Erica's whereabouts. In 2016, after years of deceit, Sandy Parsons finally confessed and led investigators to a rural area in Chesterfield County, South Carolina, where he had buried Erica's remains. The forensic examination of Erica's body was a horrifying revelation. Multiple bone fractures across various parts of her body painted a grim picture of long-term abuse. The injuries were consistent with repeated physical assaults and severe neglect, documenting the torment Erica endured until her death. With Erica's remains discovered, prosecutors finally brought first-degree murder charges against Casey and Sandy Parsons. In 2019, justice caught up with the couple. Casey Parsons pleaded guilty to charges including first-degree murder, child abuse, and the concealment of a death. She was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole, as was Sandy Parsons. While the convictions provided a sense of closure, they could not undo the years of suffering that Erica endured. For many, the case posed lingering questions about how such atrocities could go unnoticed for so long. What could have been done differently to save her? These questions left a troubled community and nation grappling with the failure to protect one of its most vulnerable members. The case of Erica Parsons exposed glaring deficiencies within Child Protective Services and the broader system meant to safeguard at-risk children. Despite multiple reports from concerned neighbors and family members regarding Erica's well-being, no decisive action was taken to remove her from a clearly abusive environment. Erica's tragic death underscores the devastating consequences of inaction in cases of suspected child abuse. One critical failure was the lack of follow-up care and investigations into Erica's home despite visible warning signs. Erica's emaciated appearance and her absence from school should have sounded undeniable alarms. Instead, the system's inability to intervene in time allowed her abuse to persist unchecked. The outcry following Erica's story ignited urgent calls for reform in how child welfare cases are handled. Advocates stress the importance of improving training for social workers, implementing accountability measures for missed reports, and maintaining stricter oversight of children in foster or adoptive homes. A broader societal effort is also necessary to equip individuals, teachers, neighbors, healthcare workers, with the tools to recognize and report signs of child abuse. Erica's case highlighted that many people noticed unusual behaviors or physical changes in her appearance but believed their concerns were trivial or baseless. Increased public awareness campaigns could help remove such hesitations and encourage individuals to voice their suspicions early on. While Erica's story is undeniably heartbreaking, it carries a vital lesson for society about vigilance and responsibility. Her life serves as a tragic reminder that children suffering behind closed doors often have no voice. It is incumbent upon adults to advocate for them, ensuring they do not remain unseen or unheard. Community members and activists have since worked to honor Erica's memory, proposing stronger child protection laws and dedicating memorials to ensure her story is never forgotten. Her name has become synonymous with a commitment to breaking the cycle of ignorance and neglect that too often leaves children helpless. Ultimately, the case of Erica Parsons is more than a haunting true crime story. It is a rallying cry for change. Erica's voice may have been silenced by years of abuse, but her story resonates as a powerful call to action. It demands accountability from caregivers, child protective agencies, and society at large to protect the most vulnerable members of our communities. Shattering the complacency surrounding child welfare requires reforms, education, and vigilance. By learning from Erica's tragedy, we can strive to create a system that acts decisively and compassionately to prevent future atrocities. Protecting children is a moral obligation that cannot fall by the wayside. Erica Parsons never had the chance to live the life she deserved, but her story propels us toward a future where no other child suffers as she did. In her memory, we must amplify our efforts to recognize and respond to the warning signs of abuse. Advocating for stronger legal protections and challenging the societal tendency to overlook vulnerable children are crucial steps forward. By ensuring Erica's story is told and her legacy is preserved, we honor her life and acknowledge the grave mistakes that contributed to her untimely death. The responsibility to create a better system lies with all of us. Let Erica Parsons' story serve as a somber reminder of the urgency to protect those who cannot protect themselves. Change cannot wait. It must happen now.